So recently I've had some wonderful, inspiring client sessions, and one of the things that was really interesting, that really stuck out to me in some of these sessions, is that they are not recognizing their progress. Now, because the manifestation hasn't come into full physicality, there's a sense that the progress they're making is not enough, or it's not good, or it's a failure in some way. And I wanted to remind you that you are always choosing how you see the progress that you are experiencing in your reality. You have a choice as to whether you see it as successful, moving you towards your manifestation, or as a failure that your manifestation isn't yet in your reality in full physical form yet. So today I just want to touch on the topic of progress and how to make sure you are perceiving what is going on in your reality correctly, so that you can continue moving forward to the successful manifestation of what it is that you desire in physical form, because that's why we're here. We're not here just to make progress, but progress is part of manifesting. So that's what we're doing today. My name is Hedley, and if you are new to my channel, welcome. You are in the right place. If you'd like to know more about me or my offerings, including Law of Assumption coaching, my self-concept course, I Am the One, and my book, I Am Money, which will completely transform your money story and therefore your money reality, you'll find all of those details in the box below this video. But if I could just ask you to do one very simple thing before we go forward, and that is to press the subscribe button on your screen somewhere on this channel now. Thank you so much. You are making progress. You are making great progress. You are doing extremely well. You are doing so well that you are on track to fully manifesting your desires into physical form so that you can experience them with your five senses. That is what you are doing. It is occurring now. And today I wanted to remind you of that, because what I'm hearing in some of my coaching sessions is people are making very clear progress. However, they are not seeing it that way. When we're talking about progress, you are always making progress because you're always expanding. Every moment is a new moment that you are expanding into. You cannot go backwards with this work. You're always moving forward. You're always moving into new versions. You're always moving into the next sequence as you are manifesting your desires. But how you're seeing your progress will be determined on the lens that you are viewing your reality through. You're either viewing it through a successful lens or the lens of failure. Keep in mind that in third dimensional reality, this is the land of contrast. This is the reality of contrast, and that's the free will. You get to choose the lens through which you view your reality. You can either see your reality as progressive and successful, or you can see your reality through the lens of failure and that, oh, well, my manifestation hasn't come into full form yet, therefore it's a failure. Which lens you choose will be determined on the quality of your self-concept. So when I hear clients view their progress through the lens of failure, that simply tells me that their self-concept needs work. So that's obviously where I take them. I take them back to the story that you're telling about yourself. I am worthy, I'm deserving, I am abundant, I am enough. That's a big one, the enough story, because if you have a story that I am not enough, your reality is never going to be enough, and the progress that you're making is never going to be enough. If you know that you are worthy and deserving and abundant and successful and beautiful and attractive and magnetic and valued and of course enough, you are going to see evidence in your reality that proves all of that, even if your manifestation hasn't yet fully solidified into physical form. You're still going to see progress. You're going to see evidence of, wow, I'm doing really well. But if your self-concept isn't at that quality, you are going to look at that reality, that same reality, and go, wow, it's not enough. I'm not doing the work. I'm not doing enough. I haven't been successful. This doesn't work. Again, the same results can be viewed completely differently, and you will have a completely different experience of the same results depending on the lens through which you are viewing them. And the lens is governed by your self-concept, the story that you are telling about yourself. It's entirely up to you. The evidence of your reality is subjective. Reality is subjective. You get to make the meaning of it. There is no meaning in reality other than the meaning you are projecting on it. And if you want to project a more successful story, you have to be working on your self-concept every day. Your self-concept is the foundational story. It's the lens through which you view your reality. So if you are looking out into your reality and you see that you are making great progress and you're seeing evidence, you know there's movement, things are moving in the direction of your manifestations, excellent, you're doing really well, keep going, your self-concept is strong. If that is not the current story and you're looking into your reality and going, where is my manifestation? Why isn't it here? Things aren't working. I'm not getting movement. Go back to your self-concept work. You are always making progress. And in fact, let's look at the etymology of progress. So progress comes from early 15th, a going on, action of walking forward, and directly from Latin, a going forward, an advance. Now, if we look down here, figuratively, it's growth, development, advancement to higher stages, and perhaps 15th century, the senses are not easy to distinguish. That's a really interesting point, is sometimes the progress that you're making is not always evidence to the senses. But if you have a strong and healthy self-concept, you know that you are always making progress because you are always moving forward. Every moment is a new moment. It's an expansion. It's an advancement. Now, it may not be in that moment the full manifestation, but again, you are always making progress. Now, one of the things I talked about in the heartbeat of manifesting, which kind of goes into the mechanics of manifesting, which means that there is an incoming and outgoing of awareness. There's always the inhale and the exhale, the incoming and the outgoing. That is the case across the board with every manifestation. Your manifestation is going to come into your awareness and it is going to leave your awareness. And that is the natural state of this physical reality. Everything has a heartbeat. It is an incoming and outgoing. What's interesting about that heartbeat is it is on the diagonal, meaning everything is moving up and down and in and out, but it is always advancing. And a great example of this is the stock market, because the stock market is kind of evidence of human consciousness, like the collective consciousness is evident in the stock market history. As you can see, I'm actually using the Australian All Ordinaries Index, but this is the same for the US. You'll see, if you were to use the US or any other stock markets, you'll see a very similar graph. But this is a great example of how the heartbeat of manifesting works. So you have the up and the down, the incoming and the outgoing. Now, if you look here at this graph, you'll see some big downs. 20s, you had the big crash. Then you had the depression. You'll see another crash there. You've got the world wars in there as well. World War II. You'll see recessions. You'll see the pullbacks. Now, at the time, these pullbacks were very dark. They were very depressing. They were very scary. If you look at these pullbacks, if you widen back and you take a broader view, you will see these pullbacks, which feel like the end of the world at the time, are actually minuscule in relation to the greater progress. And as you can see throughout the entire history of the stock market, which is just a great reflection of human consciousness, you will see that progress is always being made, even with these major pullbacks. And this is a wonderful graph to keep in mind when it feels like you are in a major downward spiral, or you feel like nothing's happening, or you're in a downward streak. It's okay. Overall, if you have a look at the bigger picture, you will see that you are absolutely making progress. You are always making progress, and that progress is always in the direction of the positive, because as I stated in a recent video, the default state of consciousness is positive. It is love, it is wealth, it is abundant, it is health. We are always moving back to those states, whether we are in an upward or downward dynamic. So you are always making progress. The progress is always towards your manifestation, towards the desired state, even when it doesn't feel like it is. So you want to be holding some very general assumptions that support your experience here, which is I'm always making progress even when I can't see it. Everything is always helping me to have what I want. Everyone is always here to help me have what I want. Everything is moving in the right direction. I am always moving in the right direction. I am always making the right decisions, even when they may feel wrong or they appear wrong in reality. Everything is always moving me in the direction of my desires. These are the kind of general statements that you have to be holding in order for you to continue. Otherwise, your experience here is going to be challenging. It's going to be difficult because you're going to be making progress, and then you're going to be perceiving that progress through the lens of failure or disappointment, or it's not working, or this is too hard, and losing faith. And then you've just got to build yourself back up again. You are always making progress. That progress is always moving towards the state you are looking to manifest in physical form. And that's just the nature of reality. Everything is always progressing. It is always advancing. It is always moving forward. That's a literal definition of progress. And within that progress, you are going to have downward spikes. You are going to have pullbacks. That is not the time to throw it all out and be like, this doesn't work. What's going on here? I don't get this. This is too hard. That's the time to recognize, oh, I'm in a downward pullback, and overall I'm always making progress, because that's the nature of consciousness. Consciousness is always expanding, it's always advancing, it's always moving forward. And you as consciousness in physical form is the reflection of that truth. You are always making progress, you are always advancing, you are always moving forward. So check the lens through which you are viewing the progress you are making in reality. Make sure you're viewing it through the successful lens, keeping in mind that you have free will over which lens you choose to view your reality, and the lens you choose will determine your experience of your reality. So just choose the successful one. If you want to know more, if you haven't seen the Heartbeat of Manifesting, do go and check that video out. It is on the mechanics. It'll just explain a little bit more about what is happening when your manifestations come in and out of existence in reality. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.